Hi everybody, in this video we're going to have a look at how we can assign different materials to our analysis in ANSYS Workbench. So once we've loaded up Workbench and we've got a physics system within our project schematic, you'll see that we've got this engineering data tab. So if we double click on this, what you're going to see is that we've got various different options available to us. And if you see here, this is basically the materials that are currently assigned to our analysis. So by default, the standard material is static structural. Okay, so if you click on this, what you'll see in this box here are all the materials properties associated with structural steel. So obviously we've got things like the density, we've got the tensile yield strength, compressive strength, all of these different things here. Isotropic elasticity, Young's modulus obviously, and Poisson's ratio. So these are two of the most important material properties that we need to run a static structural analysis. Now obviously not everything that you model is going to be made out of structural steel, so what we can do is we can select different materials. And to do that, what we have to do is we come to the top here and it says engineering data sources. So if you click on that, you'll now see that we're in a new screen, and these are all the different databases that are actually within ANSYS. So if you click on some of these, you're going to see different materials in this section below. So if I click here, okay, I'll just move this down a little bit. So within this database, we've got all these different material properties. So we've got copper, so we've got granite, high carbon steels, lead, all of these different ones. And so if you find a material that you're interested in, so what I really want to find is aluminium. Okay, so aluminium alloy, cast, okay, or raw. It doesn't. For this kind of analysis, it really doesn't matter. We really just need the Young's modulus for static structural and the Poisson's ratio. So if I click on here, you'll see I can look at what the material properties are. Okay, so we've got Young's modulus, Poisson's ratio, everything down here. But for me to be able to select that within the analysis, what we need to do is just press this little tick here. Okay, so that means that material has now been added to our selectable materials. So if we come out of the engineering data sources here, you'll see now that I've got aluminium alloy and then I've got the structural steel. Now sometimes what we might want to do is add our own material. So you can see here it says click here to add a new material. So we can click here and give it a name. So if I add steel just there, you'll see that if I come down here there are actually no properties assigned to this at the moment. So if we want to add our own material properties, what we need to do is select them from within this toolbox menu here. So I'm going to click on linear elastic properties here, and I'm going to say this is isotropic elasticity, and I'm just going to drag this down to the property here. So now you can see we've got these yellow boxes, so these are the things that it wants us to tell it. So they're basically the required parameters. So we can add that in. I'm just going to change this to megapascal. Okay, and then I can put in a value here. So 210. Okay, and then Poisson's ratio is 0.33. So now I've assigned some material properties to this steel entry. So if you do have your own material that's not within the database, we can add it manually ourselves. Okay. And then what we can do is, you can see there's just this little tab up here. If we're happy with all the materials available here, we can just press exit. Okay. So in the next video we'll be having a look at how we can import some geometry and then obviously assign a material to that geometry.